All right, everybody. What up? Here's another video featuring my gameplay because I can't really do anything else right now, but it's okay. And if you hear my college 27 playing in the background, just ignore it, okay? Because I have nothing to do. It's 2:24 in the morning, but I have nothing to do. So why not give a story time, Well, today the topic is how I freaking stopped being friends with somebody that was really close with me, and I've known him for a long time, literally since we were in second, third grade, and we weren't friends, but accomplices at the time. But anyways, let's speed it up. We were cool with each other, and that was elementary, and then he moved schools, did all that. But middle school, he came back completely different. He was the same person, but completely different person. Had a hella deep voice. He was not shredded, but he was way more in shape because when we were in elementary, he was a little fat kid, you know what I mean? But after all those years, he was I'm tired of being fat. And yeah. Anyways, that's besides the point. We're gonna call him Jimmy. Yeah. Jimmy's a great disguise. Anyways, Jimmy, right? It comes to freshman year. We were cool in middle school, but it was just whatever. We weren't really friends. We hung out every now and then, but it was just chill. But freshman year, we started hanging out a lot. Not a lot, but you know what I mean? Every weekend after school. Not every day, but and he was cool, he was chill. I thought he was one of my best friends at the time. I had a little friend group between Jimmy, and who else? We'll call the other one Adam and Jimmy. Yeah. But those were my two close friends at the time. And we just, we were doing things that we probably shouldn't have been doing. Having a good time, going out, making old people really angry. But, it was whatever. He was really big into fashion, being street. By the way, Jimmy is white, white or white. There's no way to soften that up, but he's white, white AF. And he just he would listen to at the time what was popular, Pop Smoke, Ski Mask, stuff like that. And he just tried to be a darker color. But it's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, there's nothing wrong with being like that. But you know what I mean. I feel some people out there would be oh yeah, I get that. But they'd be oh, you're racist. I'm not racist. Okay, I'm not. Anyways, yeah, though, we were doing our stuff. We were chilling, and we would go out to lunch every single day for lunch. Every single day, us three. But some days, Jimmy, all he ever cared about was that kitty cat, I don't really want to get demonetized or anything because I say something wrong. It's not I'm on a big channel or anything, but still, I'm not risking it. And so he'd every now and then he'd be yo, I'm taking a girl to lunch. I'd be damn, And then, like, I get, like, a Snapchat from him, right? At the time, like, we're at lunch. Me and Adam, I almost forgot. Me and Adam, we would just have to figure our shit out. Like, we'd have to be like, what are we doing for lunch? Because at the time, me and Adam, we did not have cars or nothing. But, like, our friend, Jimmy, he had a truck, like a little Ford. It was chill, except for the fact that it was a 2-door and there's 3 of us. But, like, you could still get to the back and shit, but, like, it wasn't very comfortable. It was like a half cab. Yeah, I think that's right. But, yeah, like, he just cared about that, like, all the time. And, like, I remember me and Adam, we, like, had a discussion. This was, like, a year later. And we were still friends with him. And we were like, well, Adam told me that Jimmy told him that it was like a game for him to play girls, and like, he wanted to see if he could get caught cheating on his girl at the time. Like, he was doing it all the time. And like, there were definitely rumors. I feel like every school, every high school or like teenager has rumors spread about somebody at some point. Most of those rumors about him were very true, and that's like the sad part. Like, no matter what it was, like, it was probably true. And I remember there's this, I probably shouldn't say that, but there was this one rumor, right, where it involved another dude who was very well known to be liking dudes, But there's nothing wrong with that either, but like, And yeah, anyways, that's like way off topic, but yeah, no, he would like play girls, he would do all that, like cheat on his girlfriends, try to get caught. He was just low key like a D-bag, like hella. And I remember one day, right, because he was doing all this, and I think this was like our junior year of high school. Yeah, I think that's right. Anyways, I just broke up with my ex, right? High school relationships, they don't really last, but like, like at the time I broke up with my ex, and so I was like, oh shit, like there's this girl and she's trying to hang out for lunch, and I was like, damn, I'm gonna have to get in on that, right? I go hang out with this girl for lunch, right? And I do exactly what this dude Jimmy would do, right? And he's all like, yo, bro, that's like effed up. You didn't even tell us you were doing all this. And I was like, nah. I was not trying to sit through all that. After all the things, all the, like, the shit that he's ever done. And I was just like, all right, bro, whatever. And I just kind of like, left him alone. I was like, kind of splitting ends, but like, he was like still kind of my friend. Like, it was like iffy. And then one day he sends me this text. I remember it was like, I don't know, at least a paragraph or too long. And it was like this, like, I can't believe you'd hang out, like, you'd pick girl over me. And like, Adam, I almost said his real name, but he said that, and I was like, yo, what? Because, like, isn't that, like, mad? What's that, hypocritical? I'm using big words. But, like, I was just so confused. I was like, this, like, he's getting mad at me over some BS, like, that ass. And I just remember I looked at it, and I was just like, I showed my friends, like, because at that time, I wasn't really hanging out with him. It was me, Angel, and what do I call my other friend? Well, my other friend is like my cousin. We're gonna call her shit. Something that starts with a V. No. Shit, what's like a name that starts with a V? We're gonna call her We're gonna call it Virgil. I don't know the name, but I just know Virgil, so we're gonna call it Virgil. It was me, Adam, and Virgil, right? We started hanging out a lot because me and my cousin like actually started hanging out, and I remember I showed them because we weren't at lunch, but like we were low key skipping class. Don't ever skip class if you're in high school, by the way. Unless if it's chill and you got good grades, then go right ahead. But I showed them, and I was like, damn, should I just cut them off? And they're like, yeah, bro. And, like, they were, like, saying that they would do the same. I mean, I still think they're like that, but who even knows? And, like, I just stopped talking to him, and then he blocks me or unadds me or some shit, and I was just like, damn. That happened really fast. Also, at this time, we were juniors, right? And he was dating a freshman. So, F you, buddy, if you ever hear this or whatever. Because I don't like you. And you made me mad. But, yeah, like, he just, he was just, like, not really. And, like, I've been told by, like, a lot of people, like, my ex, like, when I was dating her, like, she was always like, he's a really bad influence on you. Like, he's telling you to do all these things. He's trying to make you go on two-mans and stuff. And I was like, he does it, but, like, I don't give in. So, like, it's whatever, She didn't like that. It didn't really matter. It ended anyway, so it's chill. And, yeah, if you've known them for a really long time and, you're like, oh, like, what if they be mad cool? And then all of a sudden they, like, got, like, a whole new, like, vibe and everything. Do not ever, and I mean ever, become friends with them ever again because it's dumb. And really not worth it. I would know. I've been through it. I've been through a lot of shit, but it's fine. Because you guys will be, here to hear all of it and, like, probably judge me, but it's fine. So, I think that's, like, really it. That's all I really have. I'm trying to get videos going a lot more consistently. At least, like, once a week. It's kind of difficult to get that much gameplay, but it's whatever. But, yeah. See you later.